Ikea is constantly bringing out new and affordable pieces, and in this video I'm going to give you my top 9 newest timeless pieces that could be perfect for your home. If you're new here, my name is Tash. I'm an interior designer that loves making design achievable for anyone. And before we get into the video, make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe if you'd like to be a part of more design adventures. Now, Ikea has been such a name brand for what seems like decades because they were some of the first to prioritize low cost and lightweight furniture. And although many of us don't really see Ikea as a brand for long-term investment or timelessness, I actually think that these pieces can walk that line while still providing an affordable aspect. Now, this first item is probably my favorite, and pardon my Swedish, I'm not too great at pronunciation, but this is the Valtorp bench. And the reason I love this bench is that, number one, it comes in multiple colors. First one is more neutral and a little bit more versatile, and the second one being green. The reason why I absolutely love this particular bench is that because it isn't opting towards any particular design trends aside from a more mid-century sort of style, I feel like it's very user-friendly and can be used in multiple different spaces. The other thing that I love about it is that because it is a bench that has storage, you can actually store stuff away and it's not just there for good looks. So not only does it have the great singular purpose of being a lovely bench seat, but it also has that storage capability. And one of the key things I really like about this bench seat is that because it's raised off the ground, it gives you the perceived idea that you have more space in your room. Most bench seats usually tend to go all the way to the ground, especially when they have storage, but this one doesn't do that. And I think it is a great piece that a lot of people can use. Love seats aren't a common design piece that we see as frequently these days, but especially as we move into smaller spaces, I am seeing a couple more, and particularly when you are wanting to utilize an outdoor area that's really small, a cute little love seat like the Laco or Lego or however you say it is a great option. Now, one of the biggest things that I love about this bench seat is that it does pay homage to the traditional bench seat that used to be made out of wrought iron, but it's not too decorative to the point where it's really set into a certain era. So this can definitely work within an old cottage, but it can also work in a modern apartment. And I love this because it doesn't have too much, but it has just a little bit of character. You can dress it up or dress it down however you like with cushions and decorations. It is simply the base. And I just want to preface further in this video, most of these items aren't going to be like the most wow factor pieces. These are pieces that are like a basic black t-shirt. You wear it every day, you don't really notice it as much, but it's great to have. Now, for those of us that want to up our design style, but don't really have a major budget, but still want to have that designer look, one of the easiest ways to do it, and it's such a weird thing because I don't actually think of it as something that you would do initially, but candle holders seem to be in every single designer or celebrity space. And the full talig, the full talig candle holder set is fantastic for that. Again, this is a really nice timeless piece. It's simply just a nice matte black, but it has a little bit of movement to it. It has a little bit of character, but the thing is, it's going to allow your candlesticks to shine. So you can put your personality and your mark onto it, not the other way around. So it's a super versatile piece and a really easy way to do decorating without a giant budget. But if you're a pet lover like me, you're probably thinking, Tash, my cat is going to knock over a candlestick and a candle holder in the next 2 minutes flat. There is no way that I can purchase that.
That does put a damper on our relationship.
I have something just for you cat lovers out there, and that is the Utsad cat scratcher. One of my favorite things that I love about this is that it is a piece that you can go ahead and strap onto any table leg. You do not need to have IKEA pieces for it to be in your space, and it's easy to remove. We are seeing a trend as of recently of more pet-friendly pieces, so you'll see like a side table or coffee table that also doubles as a cat bed, or the dog's bed will be kind of hidden away, but it'll look nice and part of the space rather than just an eyesore. And this is another piece that you can definitely use. Obviously, my favorite thing about this is that you can go ahead and let your cat trash it for 6 months, then easily just remove it and replace it. And of course, it doesn't take too much away from your own design preferences. It could go with anything that you have or like, and it's not going to take away from your space. It's just going to integrate into your space. Another way to uplevel your space, especially if you're just wanting it to get to the next level, is the Lindisholm rug. I think this is the greatest beginner-friendly rug that you could go with. And obviously it is a neutral. It is going to go with most things in your space. Now, although I would like you to graduate to something that is more your own preferences and something that you actually truly love rather than just something to fill the space, having a rug like this will kind of teach you, okay, this is the reason why we need this rug in the space. It grounds all the furniture and it brings everything together. Everything's not floating away. So although this is more of a transitional rug, I'd love for you to grow into it and then grow to a newer sort of look. I think this is the greatest place to start because it just gives you that base layer so you can understand, okay, this is actually the size that I need. You know what? I really do love neutrals. I'm going to go ahead and get something with a little more pattern, or you know what? I don't love neutrals. I'm going to go with that crazy green rug with a giant tiger on it or something.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Of course, as I said, I would like you to grow from this particular piece. I think this is a great starter piece. But in saying that, because of its lower price point, it doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and graduate to something new 6 months down the road. You can keep this for a very long period of time and actually just transition it into a new room, like a bedroom, once you're done with it in the living room, and it will still likely go with most things that you have in there. Now, this next one is for those of us that are looking to zone our spaces or perhaps live in really tiny spaces, and that is the Grafia-let room divider. Now, room dividers have become super popular within the last year. It is definitely a design trend for this year as well. Gone are those open concept spaces. We're kind of wanting to zone and create cozier sort of spaces.
I think it gives it a little something extra, don't you think?
This particular piece may not look like anything special, but it's not meant to. This is meant to be subdued into the background to allow other pieces to shine. And the thing that I love about it is that, yes, it's okay for it to be a temporary piece, but if you like to keep it forever, you can. And the whole purpose of it is to zone the room. So let's say you have a small apartment and you're just wanting your living room to feel a little cozier and less connected to the dining room. You go ahead and place this right next to your couch so then you do not have the view of the dining room. And then you start to create a little more of a cozier and cocooning sort of environment. In saying this, of course, you could go with something that is far more decorative and it could be more of a statement piece. But a lot of the time with room dividers, usually they're just kind of meant to subdue into the background. And that's what I love about this one. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's going to do exactly that. Now, we've been speaking a whole lot about furniture pieces, but especially when you're wanting a timeless space, sometimes the easiest things get forgotten. And a lot of the times that can be a duvet cover. The Ängstlich Glaug, oh, that probably wasn't great, Duna cover is very simple and very basic. But the thing that I love about this is that this is your base cover. So you can go ahead and go crazy with the decorations. This is just meant to be your canvas. So just like any artist that is going to be painting, they need a canvas first. And it comes with a whole bunch of different colors. So you can go ahead and choose whatever suits your personal style, whether that be a neutral or a color, and then you can dress it up however you like. So if you're a minimalist, you may go with the white, but then your bed sheets might end up being like a light gray. But if you're a maximalist, you're probably thinking, I'm gonna go with that green one and then add 32 different throw pillows and throw blankets onto that, and then I will be happy. And this is the thing that I love about this piece. It's simple. It doesn't need to be anything special. It is your base. So although this may not look like the most interesting piece, this is one of those basics that you need to have in your home. When we're talking about creating a home out of a house, one of the biggest spaces that require a lot of our attention is the dining room, because this is the place where we conjugate together with family and friends, share a meal and bond. And I believe that the Normanso dining set is a great place to start if you would like to have a timber dining table. Now, typically timber tends to be quite expensive, especially in a really large piece, whereas this is much smaller, so it is a lot more affordable. Of course, this is an external dining table, but I do believe that you could use it internally as well. As a designer, I probably wouldn't use the bench that also matches with it. I'd go and choose my own pieces instead, because otherwise it might end up looking a little matchy-matchy. But in saying that, it is still a really beautiful piece, both together and apart. Now, the reason that this table would be really nice is that it does still add that timber warm element into your home, but at a much more affordable price point. And because of the type of pattern that it has, it's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too trendy. It is something that's a little bit more transitional. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. This may not necessarily be a perfect piece, and I know that some people might argue, hey, you can just go on Facebook Marketplace and probably find something much better for the same price range. But if you're someone that really wants something that's brand new, I do think that this is a really nice piece to at least start with and still be able to bring everybody to the table.
He doesn't eat meat.
What do you mean he don't eat no meat? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I make lamb.
This last one is very similar to the rug. I don't want you sticking with this forever, but I do believe it is a nice timeless piece to at least get you started, and that is the Roldam frames. Now, when you are looking at art is extremely personal, and although these pieces, and this one in particular, does look very pretty, it is going to be mass produced and so isn't very personal. So a way to go ahead and make it more personal is that you could paint it, of course. That's probably the way that I would do it. But if you are really unsure as to what to put in a space, I think this is a great placeholder until you figure out what your personal style is and then build off from there. You might be thinking, but Tash, I do really like it. It is my personal style. And that is great. However, it isn't going to be personal because it's from Ikea. And that is just the unfortunate fact about buying from a big box store, whether it be Ikea, Kmart, Target, wherever you purchase these pieces. You need to go ahead and mix it in with other things to make it feel more like you rather than Ikea's catalog. Especially with art, it is very, very obvious. If you ever go into an open house, you'll see a giant picture of a cow with the big horns. That's from Kmart. And everyone knows it's from Kmart, and I don't want that to be the case for you. So although this is a timeless piece and it is a great placeholder, I do want you to evolve from this particular piece eventually. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed getting back into it. If you are new here, I haven't posted in like 4 months because it has been an absolute hassle trying to get my laptop fixed. So for those of you who have been here for a while, thank you so much for being patient. During this time, it made me realize how much I really love doing YouTube just for the craft of YouTube. And I am so appreciative to be back at it again. Obviously, I've got a little bit of a new setup. I bought myself a new camera, so I'm very, very happy about that. And I just want to let you guys know I'm planning to at least post once per week long form content and potentially twice a week short form. But if I do have the time, I will see if I can boost that to 2 times a week, but we shall see. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think on these 9 pieces in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in our next design adventure.